Brace the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an Enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Stouffer's. Here comes three-time juggling champion Natalia Rogers. She's juggling law school, her TA job. Oh, narrowly catches the laundry. What's that fourth ball? Parents unexpectedly showed up at dinner time? Is that too much for Natalia? Not with Stouffer's Chicken Alfredo and its mouth-watering mix of Asiago, Romano, and Parmesan. When you're juggling four things at once and the clock strikes dinner, think Stouffer's.
The Eagles got their new offensive line coach to replace legendary Jeff Stoutland. And, of course, everybody's complaining. Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Jointly produced here by the Eagles Pinpull Podcast Network and the STT Sports Network over on YouTube. Guys, wherever you're watching, whichever platform it is, audio or video, like, share, follow, subscribe, click whatever buttons are on your screen. It is free to do. It costs you nothing to support local content creators putting out the great work, and that's what the Eagles Pinpull Podcast Network and the STT Sports Network does on a regular basis. And yes, as the cold open said, the Eagles announced on Monday the hiring of Chris Cooper. Who? Chris Cooper, spelled with a K, K-U-P-E-R, to be the new offensive line coach of your Philadelphia Eagles, replacing legendary Jeff Stoutland. Who is Chris Cooper, first and foremost? He has been the Minnesota Vikings O-line coach the last 4 years. A lot of critics will say his offensive line has a high sack rate that it gives up and a lot of uneven play. But a lot of that is due to injuries as well. Over his 4 years in Minnesota, it is reported that he's had 25 different starting O-line configurations. In the last 2 years, his offensive line was ranked the 18th best offense in the NFL. In 2023, it was the 12th best. And in 2022, when he got started, 13th best. But yes, 25 different O-line configurations. We know from 2020 how injuries and issues along the offensive line, we know it from this past year, can affect the outcome of the effectiveness of the offensive line. You need healthy guys playing together to really build that continuity. He did play 8 seasons in the NFL, mainly with the Broncos from 2006 to 2013, starting 80 games. He worked in his early part of his career with now Eagles passing game coordinator Josh Grizzard. He was in Miami from 2016 is when he got his start. In 2019, he went as the assistant offensive line coach with current Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio when Vic Fangio was the head coach over there. And then Kevin O'Donnell hired him in 2022 to coach the offensive line. So he's been around. He's worked with some big names. He's played with big names. He was an offensive lineman with Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl. So the guy's got some experience. Questionable, but I don't care if you had 100 of the greatest offensive line coaches in football. If Lane Johnson misses 9 games, if Landon Dickerson is hurt all year, if Cam Jurgens performs as the worst center in football, it don't matter who the coach is, right? It's up to the coach to fix something like Cam Jurgens, but I don't care who the coach is. You can't just force guys to be healthy. They're either healthy or they're not. So it'll be interesting. The one key common denominator with all these guys, Mafferty, Mannion, Grizzard, they're all young guys. Him being 43 years old now, Chris Cooper, very young. All of them but Grizzard have played NFL football before becoming coaches. Josh didn't, but he did play at Yale in college, so Division I, college football there. So, again, everyone's complaining that or that Chris Cooper isn't the guy. Just like they complain about Sean Mannion, Mafferty, Grizzard, all these guys, okay? But it seems like there's a clear, concise plan with what the Eagles are doing and what kind of guys they're bringing in. I wouldn't be shocked if Aaron Moorhead's the next one out the door and a new wide receiver coach is in later this week. Would not be shocked by that at all. But while you're all panicking because you don't like the change that you asked for to happen, while you're all crying that you don't like the change, despite change being needed, the Eagles are still the third favorites to win the Super Bowl next year, right? Your defending champions will be the Seattle Seahawks, and they are rightfully the favorites to repeat at 9-1 next year. Buffalo's the second favorite at this point to win the Super Bowl at 11-1. Then tied with the Eagles are the New England Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens, all three teams at 13-1. So the sports books are telling us, relax. They could have made it 20, 25-1. Then smart people like me would have bet that like that. They don't want us to bet because they know if too many people bet the Eagles, there's a damn good chance that they're going to be paying out those bets. So we need to relax. We need to see the rest of the offseason, which I'm going to give you this offseason schedule. Per Field Yates, February 17th is when the window to use the franchise tag begins. That's just a week away. February 23rd is when the NFL Combine starts. That's like 2 weeks away. March 9th, free agent legal tampering window. March 11th, free agency, and then the draft April 23rd. Next season's going to start right away. So let's relax. Let's enjoy this ride, this wild ride, and let's hope the Eagles can get back to the Super Bowl. And real quick on the Super Bowl, the Seattle Seahawks beat the Patriots, as I predicted, 29-13, a little bit more of a blowout than I would have expected. And I want to shout out a couple of people from the game. Obviously, Kenneth Walker got the MVP of the game, 135 rushing yards, 26 receiving yards. He did have a massive, huge touchdown late in the game, called back on a hold, which would have pushed him well over the 200 total yard mark for the game. But there were also, Sam Darnold did okay. Drake May was pretty bad, honestly, in some parts of the game. But I want to shout out a couple former Philadelphia Eagles that were in the game. Josh Joby, one of them, he had a really good game. On the flip side, he also should have gotten ejected from the game for throwing a punch at, what's his name, Stephon Diggs. That was not good. Milton Williams, former Eagle, had a sack, a tackle for a loss, even a pass defended / bat ball all over the field, was really, really effective in that game. Christian Ellis, former linebacker for the Eagles, he had a couple tackles in the game for the Patriots. And Mac Hollins had a huge touchdown and huge grab, 4 catches. He was the leading receiver for the New England Patriots, Mac Hollins. And I love it. I think Mac Hollins is always somebody that I root for in some way, shape, or form. One final note. With the Seahawks win, Seahawks general manager John Schneider becomes the third GM in the history of football to win 2 Super Bowls or more with 2 different head coach quarterback combos. Obviously, Philadelphia Eagles GM Howie Roseman, who were worried about making all these changes, has done it twice. Doug Peterson and Nick Foles and Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. The Seahawks have just done it for the second time, and Ravens GM Ozzie Newsome had done it as well. So that's a rare territory for the Seahawks. And look, watching that Super Bowl, say what you will about the commercials, the halftime show, whatever. Seattle's the real deal. That defense is legit. And the offense, is pretty solid. Sam Darnold made his mistakes, did what he did. But you know what? That's a team to reckon with in the NFC for a really long time. They've really built themselves something there in Seattle. And that's going to be the big challenge for the Eagles going into next season. It's that Seattle Seahawks. How can we compete with them? But as I predicted, defense, the number 1 defense in the year that barely gave up over 17 points per game. Gave up 13 points to high-powered Patriots offense and was able to get the job done. Anyway, guys, make sure you tune in Trending in the AM live at 8 a.m. on Tuesday morning. I'll have Ed Kratz from Sports Illustrated joining me at 8:30 a.m. Show is linked below. Make sure you check it out. Until then, till tomorrow on the Pinpool Podcast Network or the STT Sports Network, everyone have a great day. Go Birds and bubbles up.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Sterling K. Brown from the Hulu original series Paradise. The next chapter begins as Xavier's search for his wife takes him above ground, and what he finds will change everything. It was never just about the bunker. Tune in and discover the truth lies outside. Paradise, the official podcast, premieres February 16th, and stream Paradise on February 23rd on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Support for Fans First Sports Network comes from Big Fork Brands, bringing bold bacon sausage, paleo pork jerky, and Chicago-style sauces to your table. Enjoy rich, smoky flavors made with sustainable ingredients and chef-crafted care. Big Fork uses 100% heritage hogs raised outdoors without antibiotics and has been featured by Food and Wine, the Chicago Tribune, and QVC for their bold flavors. Listeners visit bigforkbrands.com and receive 20% off at checkout using promo code FFSN. Bigforkbrands.com, promo code FFSN. Thank you for your support of this show.